And look, we have a so-called paywall around our journalism. It's called what people pay for the newspaper already. It's not like this is a novel concept. It's actually an age-old concept. So this is really applying that concept to the digital space.
One of the things that is enabled by digital is a lot more communication and dialogue back and forth. And so far, looking at where people are spending their time on bostonglobe.com, a lot of the opinion pieces are starting to pop. The New York Times had found something similar by moving their opinion pieces up on their homepage as well. And with the subscription site coming in October and the opportunity then to have comments and more conversation, you'll see that that type of dialogue, which really is a digital or web-oriented type of way to communicate, really kind of, I think, come front and center as another major capability that exists within bostonglobe.com.
I think one of the things that we spent a lot of time looking at is sort of two schools of thought. One is to say is you should create a different content experience for each device. And that you should really try and take into account the different use cases. So you may actually program differently for one device than another, or for a different use case. We chose to go the opposite way and to try and program the same content, but just have the appearance and the form factor be excellent across devices. Relative to Boston.com, iPad traffic seems to be trending higher on BostonGlobe.com than it does on Boston.com, again, relative. So that's sort of a gratifying thing, because that's sort of one of our hypotheses is that it's a great reading experience on the tablet. And as Chris mentioned at the opening, I mean, it really works well if you're using it on a tablet. So we have a feature called the My Saved feature, which allows you to save a reading list of stories that you want to read and then can access across devices. So recognizing that you may dip in, sort of scan a headline or two, but then say, oh, that's interesting, I want to read that later. So how that plays out is something that we're hoping encourages and makes it easier for people to consume more over a greater period of time.
Still sort of assessing where best to position ourselves. I think to the extent that we would come out with an app for the Boston, a dedicated app for BostonGlobe.com, it would not try to replicate what's already available in there. It would be trying to serve a different function that the readers would be looking to engage with us in a different way using that type of a device. So.